Hi, everyone, and a pleasant good afternoon to you once again as we are back here at Tycoler Field for the second game of this doubleheader. And now the first two batters have reached here for the Cardinals. So runners on first and second with nobody out. Top of the first, game two. Grounder to second base, and they'll get the force at second. And that's out number one. Runners on the corners now. First pitch is low and inside to the batter, Carly Loftus. This one's popped up and out of play. One pitch is swung through and missed. Throw it out to second, and a stolen base. By Jaden Jordan. This one's fouled off right side and out of play. Three balls and two strikes now. And now a walk. So Carly Loftus walks here. Grounder out to, and that's going to be out on the base paths. As a collision there between Jaden Jordan and the Greyhound shortstop. And they'll put the runner, Grace Strecker, back on third base. So nobody has scored yet. Bases still loaded. Top of the first inning. First pitch just off the inside corner, 1-0. Now 2-0. And time is going to be called as Coach Bryant will go back out to the circle. Strike on that one, so 2 balls and 1 strike now. Foul ball. This one's popped up to second. That's going to get over the second baseman's head into right field. 2 runs will score for Labette. And it's 2-0. Another ball head out towards right center field, caught by Jaden Lorcher, and that'll retire Labette here in the top of the first inning. So Savannah Duran, the shortstop, will lead things off here in the inning for the Greyhounds. First pitch to her is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Shorten the bat to bunt, and then pulled it back for a strike, taking a strike. Nice swing and a miss. For the strikeout. Now Bailey Couch will hit for the Greyhounds. Now 2-0 on Bailey. Again, she started her high school softball career here in Fort Scott, transferred to Liberal, Missouri, and was part of one of the best classes, best groups of Liberal Lady Bulldogs that go through that school in a while. She'll take a 4-pitch walk. And now Kinley Meek will stand in. That pitch is in there for a strike. Got to cover Liberal when I worked in Nevada. And it's a great community over there in Missouri. When I was there, the boys were doing some great things on the basketball court. One-two pitch on the way. That's swung through and I'll say foul tip there at the plate. One, two, grounded to short. They'll try to go the short way for one, back to first for two, and it is a double play. So that will retire the Greyhounds. On the 6-4-3 double play. We'll take a break and come back. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. If you're interested in residential, interior, or exterior painting done, or your Greyhound events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at TonyAbeatty@gmail.com. Sportscat native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project. Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/DuckbaitMedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on YouTube.com/DuckbaitTV. So Lily Berry will now bat. She's the right fielder here in game two. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Nothing in one. This one's fouled back and out of play. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes for Lily Berry, I believe the number 8 hole hitter in the Labette lineup here in game number 2. This one's fouled off right side, not a play. One-two pitch. Swung through and missed. That one's in there for a strike on Tressa Ring. This one's popped up. And nice catch by the Greyhound catcher. That is Kinley Meek making the play. And that's out number 2. Now Grace Strecker back up there, takes the first pitch for a strike. This one's popped up and out of play, 0-2. Delivery. Catches the outside corner. And that will retire the Cardinals in order here in the second. We'll take a break and come right back. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events for over 100 years. Become a sponsor today. Contact us at TonyAbeatty@gmail.com, Duckbait Media at gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/DuckbaitMedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/DuckbaitTV. So Bailey Melton, the pitcher, now hits for the Greyhounds. First pitch taken inside. This one grounded left side, and that's going to get through for a base hit. First pitch to Kaylin Gregg is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And now Greyhounds have an out of the box issue. That'll bring up Ariza Zajac with 1 out and 1 on. We'll get that scoreboard updated for you in just a moment. And that one's a base hit over the shortstop's head into left center field. So now Megan Foltz will be up there. Now it's popped up out of place. It'll be 2-1. Three-one pitch now on the way. That one is low for a walk. Now Cadence Harjo, the third baseman, back up there for the Greyhounds. So 2 balls and no strikes on Cadence Harjo. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And a foul tip at the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Harjo. Bases loaded, bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed Tough luck there for Harjo. And now 2 outs. As Josie Hinson steps in. Pitch is fouled off at the plate. That one's in there for a called third strike. And the Greyhounds are out of the inning. So tough luck there for the Greyhounds, as that's the third time today they've had the bases loaded and stranded the bases loaded. We'll go to the third, still 2-0 in favor of the Cardinals. If you're interested in helping us out and advising customers in the world of finance Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Jamie Armstrong. Contact us at TonyAbeatty@gmail.com. Contact us by phone at 620-223, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia.armstrong. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. So it's Madison Hamilton going to lead things off here for the Labette Cardinals. First pitch to her in this at bat is in there for a strike. So the Greyhounds, in game 1, they left the bases loaded 2 different times. And now here in the bottom of the second, leaving the bases loaded. It did not hurt them in the first game, as they were able to win it 2-0. Behind a superb pitching performance. This one's fouled out of play. If you missed the first game, Brylan Bartley pitched a complete game shutout. Though to first is in time. So Hamilton is out for the first out of the inning here. And now it's back to Jaden Jordan, who reached her first time at bat here in this game, and then was called out on the base paths as she collided with shortstop Savannah Duran, trying to advance to third base on a ground ball to the left side. 1-0 pitch. That one's outside. Now the wind and the 2-0 pitch. That one catches the zone, 2-1. Now 3-1. Now the wind and the 3-1 pitch. And that one's low for ball 4. And we mentioned in the first game that Labette is being led offensively by Jordan coming into action today. So this does not include the first game, but batting .533 on the year with 15 home runs and 45 RBIs. She is leading her team by a lot in all 3 of those categories. First pitch here to Carly Loftus, misses the strike zone. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. This one's grounded foul. So with the bases empty, you can understand the Greyhounds wanting to work around Jaden Jordan. If you're a Royals fan and you caught the last 3 games in New York, just think Aaron Judge. That's probably a somewhat fair comparison as far as importance to their team. Wild pitch gets Jordan down to second base. Now 3-1 the count on the batter, Carly Loftus. Again, Labette County does not have a great overall record, but they had won 9 straight coming into game 1 before losing to the Greyhounds. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one catches the strike zone. 3-2 now the count. On Loftus, who is hitting .283 coming into action today with no home runs but 3 RBIs. Payoff pitch. This one's fouled off right side. Now the 3-2 pitch is low. So now runners on first and second with only 1 out for the Cardinals. And Kinley Powell bats from the left side. That pitch is hit down the left field line and foul. That one may have been helped by the wind. We're maybe not getting the strong gusts that we were in the first game on a regular basis, but still very stiff wind out of the south-southeast, blowing right back at us here in the press box. The 0-1 just off the outside corner. And that wind certainly played havoc with the ball in game 1. One pitch is low. Knocking anything down in right field, and anything to left field was blown foul and out of the ballpark. One 0 pitch. That one is in there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now on the batter, Kinley Powell. Grounded to short, throw to second is in time to get the force out. Throw home is not going to be in time. There was a collision there, and Jaden Jordan took advantage of that. 1 ball and no strikes. On the batter, Zoe Sparks. Now 2-0. And that one hit Sparks. So runners on first and second now. Pitch is low to Caitlin Surrey. She is the pitcher here in game number 2. And now another meeting in the circle. They still have 2-0 on the scoreboard. I think it's 3-0. As that pitch is high, so 2 balls and no strikes now on Surrey, who's 0 for 1 with a flyout. Flew out to left her first time. 2-0 pitch. This one's off the fists towards left field, and that's going to get down for a hit. Fort Scott able to get the ball in quickly enough to keep the runners from advancing any further than just 1 base. But now the bases are loaded. With 2 outs. And we may be getting a pitching change here for the Greyhounds. And we are. So we'll take a short break and come right back. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura at Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. So base is loaded. Lily Berry is in there. Now Ashlyn Jackson is the new pitcher for the Greyhounds. This one's grounded foul just past the bag at third. Jackson has made, this will be her 5th appearance in the circle for the Greyhounds. In 5 2/3 innings, she's got a 4.494 ERA. She's given up 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, walked 3 and struck out 2. Trying to get the Greyhounds out of a jam here in this inning, and she does with a strikeout. Nice pitching by Ashlyn Jackson in relief there. She'll get the Greyhounds out of this bases-loaded jam, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. When you come back, this is Greyhounds softball on Duckbait TV. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. So the Hounds will send the top of the order back to the plate with Savannah Duran, Bailey Couch, and Kinley Meek due up here against Caitlin Surrey. First pitch is bunted, but rolls foul up the first base line. Duran struck out her first time. Here in game number 2 and is 0 for 1. Oh, 1 pitch, a little bit low to even the count. Greyhounds, and they're all white today with the maroon stirrups. Labette, of course, in the black tops with the red pants and the black socks. Grounded. They'll say fair and out. Nice play by the catcher, Kinley Powell, as that was right out in front of the plate. First pitch to Bailey Couch in this at-bat, misses. She'll bunt it, but it's straight up in the air, and the pitcher will come over and make the catch. So 2 quick outs here in the third. And now Kinley Meek back up there. She's also 0 for 1 with a ground out. Two 2-0. Now the count to Meek. That one catches the strike zone. Meek hitting .214 coming into today. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. The 2-1 catches the strike zone as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs and nobody on. Bottom of the third. Greyhounds trail 3-0 to the Labette Cardinals. Labette scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and that's where they're at right now. Grounded to third. Haley Presley is up with it, over to the first base bag, and that will take care of the Greyhounds here in the bottom of the third inning as they go down in order. We will head to the fourth when you come back. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. So Tressa King will lead off the inning for Labette. And then they'll head back to the top of the order with Grace Strecker and Madison Hamilton. This one's hit out to left field. Coming in and making the play is Josie Henson, out number 1. This one's popped up, and I think that will get out of play. Now this one's popped back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grace Strecker, who is 1 for 2 today. She has singled and struck out in this game. Game 2, anyway. This one's grounded foul to third. This one's hammered over the third baseman's head and will get down into the corner. Rounding first, heading for second, and she will stop there. Is Strecker with the 1-out double. First pitch to Madison Hamilton misses the strike zone. She is 0 for 1, but has been on base once. Running to third and throw down. Oh, it hit the helmet of the base runner. The Greyhounds were not covering third base there. And luckily for them, it hit Grace Strecker in the helmet and stayed in the infield, or that could have been another run for the Cardinals. Third baseman Harjo was in, protecting a possible bunt. And Duran saw at the last minute that the throw was going to happen, and she took off towards third, but don't think she would have gotten there in time if that ball had gone straight through. And now a walk. We'll put runners on the corners here. Still just 1 out, and now the best hitter in Labette's lineup is up there at the plate, Jaden Jordan. First pitch is fouled back. She reached on a fielder's choice and has walked in this game. 1-1. She had a fly ball to left field in the first game. I think Josie was out there in left field in the first game as well. She made a great play up against the fence. And I couldn't really tell if that would have for sure been a home run, but pretty close. Kept the Cardinals scoreless. Strike at the plate. Stolen base for Hamilton. So now runners on second and third, which means first base is now open. Grounder to second, and it's off the glove of the second baseman Couch and into the outfield. And that will bring 2 more runs home for the Cardinals. Tough luck there for Fort Scott. It's now 5-0 Labette. That one's into the left field, and that'll be taken fairly routinely there for the second out of the inning. One-0 pitch is swung through and missed by Kinley Powell. She's officially 0 for 2, but she's been on base twice with a couple of fielder's choice groundouts to the shortstop. 2 balls and 1 strike. That pitch misses outside. That one's low for a walk. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs. That one's in there for a strike to Zoe Sparks. A 1 delivery is fouled off right side and will land out of the reach of Kaylin Gregg, the first baseman. That one misses. 1-2. Now 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the 4th. This one's poked down the left field line, but foul. Now that one's hammered into left field, but the wind's going to knock it down just a little bit, and Josie Hinson will be able to get over and make the play, and that'll retire the Cardinals here in the 4th. But they get 2 more runs. They lead at 5-0 over the Greyhounds, led to the bottom of the 4th. When you come back, this is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
So, Ashlyn Jackson will get her first at bat here. Grounded at first, but a nice play there by Jordan to make the play and take it to the bag for out number 1. So now Greg back up there. She's 0 for 1. First pitch is high. Greg was called out for being out of the batter's box. Her first at bat. We saw that happen to Labette a couple of times in game 1. And it's happened here to the Greyhounds in game 2. 1-1 pitch. That one's outside. Again, you cannot make contact with the ball if you're outside of the batter's box. Don't see a lot of right-handed hitters in softball called for that. Predominantly it is the left-handed slappers who are trying to get some momentum towards the pitch from the box, but it's obviously not exclusively slappers. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Greg. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Now Arissa Zajac, the designated player here in game number 2. That one's in there for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Is low to even the count. Now the 1-1 pitch. That one's taken low as well. Good eye by Zajac. Right-handed batter who is 1 for 1 so far. She did have a single back in that second inning. Here's one to the left side. Throw is high, but in time. And that'll take care of the Greyhounds here in the 4th. We'll go to the 5th when you come back. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. So Caitlin Surrey will lead off the 5th inning here for the Cardinals as they go 7-8-9. Pitcher-on-pitcher action here, and first pitch from the Fort Scott pitcher, Ashlyn Jackson, is high. Surrey has flown out and singled in this game so far. So 1 for 2. And now Jackson is ready and delivers the 1-0 pitch a bit high as well. Our next broadcast here on Duckbait TV will be tomorrow as the high school baseball team here in Fort Scott will be hosting their rival Pittsburgh. And we'll have that for you. First pitch, I believe, is set for 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. That went in there. So 3-1 now the count. I'll have to look at the schedule to see our next Greyhound game. That one is high for ball 4. And now it looks like another pitching change here for the Greyhounds. And the new pitcher for the Greyhounds will be Camden Farrell. Farrell, another Fort Scott native, 5'8" freshman. First pitch grounded to short. They'll go to second for the force, and it gets past Couch and into the outfield, so everybody's safe. That one will get past the catcher, and everybody moves up 60 feet. Grounder, and they'll try to come home, and they will get the out there. They had to make the tag. And did so to get Caitlin Surrey. I want to get away from the catcher as well. This one's grounded foul. 2 balls and 1 strike to Grace Strecker. Swing and a miss. She did not make contact, so that's a strikeout. Or excuse me, a strike. But then the ball got away from Kinley Meek, and Lily Berry will score from third. Also moving up on the wild pitch is Ring. And that one will drop fair down the right field line. Another great effort by Bailey Couch, the second baseman, but just couldn't quite get there in time to make the play. So Ring scores from third on the double by Grace Strecker. Now it's 7-0. This one's bunted foul. That one's high and outside, and stealing third is Grace Strecker. There's the wind kicking up again, and again, I believe in college the run rule is 8 after 5, so Labette trying to get themselves into that position. Leading at 7-0 right now. Now it's 3-1 or 2-1. Pitch was inside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Hamilton. 2-1 on the way. Just off the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike. Farrell so far this season has a 4.01 ERA. She's 2-5 overall in 10 appearances. She has started 8 games. It's just her second game in relief. This one's hit out towards right field. Coming in and making the play is the right fielder. Throw to the plate is in on target, but the tag is not in time, and so the runner is safe. So Megan Foltz came in and made the play out in right field, and then threw a dart to the plate, and it looked like Meek caught the ball and then put it in her right hand as she went around to tag and missed the tag. So the 8th run does score for Labette, and now their best hitter up there again. Two balls and no strikes on the batter, Jaden Jordan. That one's in there. The 2-1 pitch from Farrell. That one's grounded right back to her. She's got it over to first, and that will retire the Cardinals in the 5th. But the Greyhounds are going to need to score at least one as we head to the bottom of the 5th to keep this game going. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. So the Greyhounds won game one of this doubleheader 2-0 behind a great pitching performance by Brenlin Bartley. The Cardinals trying to get a win of their own by shutout here, and we'll see what the Greyhounds can do to try to stay alive here in the bottom of the fifth inning, trailing 8-0. First pitch to Megan Fultz is in there for a strike. Fultz walked her first time. And takes one low there, so 1-1. She'll be followed by Cadence Harjo and Josie Hinson. Due up here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And again, the high school run rule is 10 runs after 5, but I know the NCAA rule is 8 after 5, and I think the NJCAA observes that as well. So Greyhounds need at least one here in the inning to keep this one alive. This one's fouled back and out of play, 1-2. One-two on the way. This one's hit just foul past third. In between the bag at third and Coach Bryant down there. It's something I would imagine softball and baseball coaches get used to eventually, but not something that I would enjoy, getting those foul balls hit right at me. And there's a grounder fielded by Priestley but bobbled, and so Fultz is safe at first. Pinch hitter here for the Greyhounds is Kirsten Buck. Will be hitting here. And now 1-1 the count on Buck. She started the first game, did not start this game, but in there trying to give Greyhounds an offensive lift. I want a foul tip, 1-2. One-two pitch is fouled off right side. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Caught the inside corner for a called strike three. So now it's Josie Hinson. First pitch to her is outside. She's 0 for 1, struck out. Her first time today, here in this game anyway. And a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled out of play left side. Greyhounds go to Heston. For their next games. And I believe that's Tuesday as this one gets away from the catcher and Fultz heads down to second base. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. And Hinson stays alive. I believe that's Tuesday. They'll go to, if I'm looking at this right, and then back here next Thursday to host Independence. we'll have those games for you at 2 and 4 next Thursday, April 24th. And then they head off to Coffeyville next Saturday. This one's fouled out of play. Count remains 2 and 2. Our next JUCO baseball broadcast, at least as we're looking at it right now. And that pitch misses. 4-4. So now runners on first and second for the Greyhounds, as they'll turn that lineup card over to Duran. But anyway, I believe we'll have the Neosho County games next Saturday for the Greyhound baseball team. Swing and a miss there, first pitch. Strike number 1 to Duran, who has struck out and grounded out in this game 2 today. Here's the 0-1. Swung through and missed again. Oh-2 pitch. That one's way outside, and that will get the runners to second and third. Now a base hit. Keeps things alive. Even a sacrifice fly would help the Greyhounds. Grounded to first. They get the out there. Coming home is not in time. And the Greyhounds score on the ground out. Hinson also moved up to third there, so 2 outs now, but a runner on third and 1 run in. That pitch is low, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Bailey Couch has walked and bunted in this game. Or a ground out on the bunt there, so she's 0 for 1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This one's fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Couch, as I mentioned, she was on at Liberal High School the last couple of years. Her coach there, B.J. Goodell. This one's popped up and will get out of play. And part of a group that had some incredible success. Coach Goodell, I tell you what, when she has the talent at Liberal, they're forced to be reckoned with, whether on the basketball court or the softball field. 3-2 now the count to Bailey Couch. Was working in Nevada when they went to the Final Four in softball a few years ago, and then last year, for the first time ever, Liberal girls basketball went to the Final Four in Columbia. That ball gets away from the catcher, and another wild pitch will bring in the second Greyhound run. It was also a walk to Couch, so she's at first with still 2 outs, but 2 runs have scored in the inning for the Greyhounds. First pitch to Kinley Meek is fouled back and out of play. Now a ground ball left side, picked by the third baseman. Throw to first is in time, and that'll retire the Greyhounds here in the inning. But they get 2 runs and stay alive. We'll head to the 6th. When you come back, this is Greyhound base softball on Duckbait TV. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. So Carly Loftus will lead things off for Labette here in the 6th. She'll be followed by Kinley Powell and Zoe Sparks. And if anybody gets on, it'll be Caitlin Surrey. Back to the plate. All facing Camden Farrell. Fort Scott native Camden Farrell. Here's the pitch. This one's hit up in the air just outside of first. Nice play by the first baseman, Kaylin Gregg. Battling the sun, battling the wind, and trying to make sure she didn't collide with the Labette first base coach as well. And that's out number 1. First pitch to Kinley Powell is in the strike zone. Now the 0-1. That one catches the zone as well. Nothing in 2 quickly on Kinley Powell. It was 0 for 2, but has reached all 3 times. Couple of fielders' choices and a walk. This one's hit out towards center field. Coming in is Lorcher, and she'll make the catch. First pitch to Zoe Sparks is in there for strike 1. And now this one's fouled at the plate. So 0-2. Ground ball right side, picked over there at first. And another nice play by Gregg at first base to get that ball and get it over there to the bag herself. A quick 1-2-3 top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom half when you come back. This is Greyhound Softball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. bottom of the 6th. So 3 balls and 1 strike. On Bailey Melton. And now she takes first. First pitch to Greg is in there for a strike. And that pitch is low and kind of bobbled there by the catcher, so Melton heads down.
We're all closed up now.
To second. Bailey Melton down to second. And now it's 2-2 on the batter, Greg. Here's the pitch. That one's low and gets kind of scooped there by the catcher. Fort Scott try to rally here in the late innings. That'll be a walk. So the runners on first and second. And now we'll see what Labette wants to do here as their head coach makes a slow walk out towards the circle. Ryan Phillips in his 8th season at the helm of the Cardinals. Also giving the Greyhounds a chance to chat with Coach Bryan just outside of the third base batter's box, or coach's box. First pitch to Zajac is low. She has singled and grounded out in this game for the Greyhounds so far. Now with an opportunity to keep the comeback alive here. That pitch is high. 2-0 now. Now 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk. And will we see a pitching change for Labette? Caitlin Surrey. I may have butchered that all 3 times, but I apologize if I have. But she has pitched really well to this point for Labette. 4 shutout innings. Fort Scott did score 2 in the bottom of the 5th. And now the bases loaded with nobody out. And they will bring Jayla McDonald in to pitch here. McDonald, a sophomore from Stratford, Missouri. She has a 6.05 ERA and a 1-1 record in 9 appearances. Only 4 of those appearances have been starts. She's tossed 19 2/3 innings, allowed 23 hits, 25 runs, only 17 have been earned. She's walked 12 and struck out 9. And she will get Megan Foltz with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Grounder out towards third. They'll come home for the force there, and that's out number 1. Bases still loaded now with 1 out. The pitch misses outside, 1-1. And it's Kirsten Buck once again batting for the Greyhounds. 1-1 pitch. Grounded foul past third. 1-2. Fort Scott trying to make a comeback after winning the first game 2-0 today. Trailed heading to the bottom of the 5th, 8-0 in this one. They've scored 2, now trying to score more. There's a grounder to second. Throw it back to first. They get them both. And now Coach Bryan is going to have a discussion with the base umpire, and now he's going to come talk with the home plate umpire, and they'll say double play. So tough luck again for the Greyhounds. That is 4 times they've had the bases loaded in this game, or in this day. Twice in the first game, twice now here in the second game. They haven't scored a run in any of those instances yet. So tough luck there. We'll go to the 7th. Still 8-2. Labette leading Fort Scott. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura at Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. And it looks like the Greyhounds have brought Bailey Melton back in to pitch. She hit there in the bottom of the 6th. And so now she's back in there. She started the game in the circle for the Greyhounds. And the pitch is swung on and missed. And this is the new pitcher, Jayla McDonald, hitting for the first time here in game 2. She's down in the count 1-2, so that was a straight swap there for her. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung through and missed. So Bailey comes back and gets a strikeout. Now it's Josie Henson. Lily Berry. And the first pitch misses outside. She's 0 for 3 so far today. Has a couple of strikeouts. 1-0 pitch. This one's fouled off into the fence behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one's hit over the first baseman's head and will stay fair up the right field line and down into the corner. Rounding first, heading for second, and getting there safely is Barry. So a leadoff double. Down the right field line, puts a runner. A 1-out double. Puts a runner at second now for Tressa Ring, rather. Apologize. We'll have a swing and a miss there for Ring. 0-1. She is 0 for 3. Fly out, a pop out, and reached on a fielder's choice. 0-2 the count on Ring now, the left fielder for the Cardinals. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung through and missed, so a good strikeout there for Melton. That's her second in the inning. Swing and a miss there, 0-1 on Grace Strecker, who is 3 for 4 so far today. A single and a couple of doubles. This one's bunted out in front of the plate, and she will beat out the throw to first. Barry advances to third. Now runners on the corners for Madison Hamilton, who has walked twice and had a sacrifice fly in this game. 1-0 the count. That pitch is fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hamilton has a unique grip on the bat. Not sure if you can see on our camera there, but her hands are not together. And her right hand, her thumb, is straight on the bat instead of wrapped around the handle. Grounded to third, grounded to short. And that's going to be deep in the hole for a base hit. And everybody's safe. Barry scores from third. That'll make it 9-2. First pitch to Jaden Jordan is in there for a strike. A grounder gets through the left side. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not going to be in time. So another run scores. And it's now 10-2. This one's fouled back. Now 1 ball and 1 strike to Carly Loftus. She's had a couple of walks in this game. Also flied out a couple of times. One's in there for a strike, 1-2. And a strikeout ends the inning, but 2 more runs do score. And it's now 10-2. Labette over Fort Scott. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th in just a moment. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. So the Greyhounds will have Josie Henson leading things off. Then back to the top of the order with Savannah Duran and Bailey Couch. First pitch is low, ball 1. One pitch gets through and into the outfield. I don't think Grace Strecker touched that ball. I think it just kind of, I don't know if it took a bad hop for her, got through there anyway. So runner on first. And now Jesse Comstock with an at-bat here. Oh, 2 pitch. That one's grounded to third. Picked over there and in over to first in time for the out. Henson does advance to second on the ground out. And now Couch once again. 1-0 pitch. This one's hit Down the left field line, it will just hook foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike now. That's definitely one that you could probably put on the wind as much as anything else. Here's the 1-1. This one sliced down the right field line, but back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Excuse me, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and a called third strike catches the inside corner. So now 2 outs with a runner on second, and now Kinley Meek takes the first pitch off of her thigh and will head down to first. First pitch to Melton is just off the outside corner, 1-0. Melton so far has singled and walked in this game. Takes a strike there, so 1-1. That one inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. This one is flat out towards left field, coming in and making the play is the left fielder Tressa Ring, and that will retire the Greyhounds in the inning and in game number 2 here in this doubleheader as they fall 10-2. We'll take a break and come back and wrap things up. This is Greyhound softball on Duckbait TV.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura at Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabeatty@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. Well, as we welcome you back in for the final time here this afternoon. Again, thanks for joining us. Tough luck there for the Greyhounds in Game 2 as they fall 10-2 to Labette Community College. The Labette Cardinals there with the victory here in Game 2. Fort Scott, of course, won the first game 2-0. Again, a great pitching performance in the first game by Brylan Bartley, who tossed the complete game shutout for the Greyhounds, but couldn't get the win here in game number 2. So your totals: the Cardinals had 10 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, 9 runners left on base. Fort Scott 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 8 runners left on base. And Caitlin Surrey gets the victory. She improves to 1-1 on the season. The loss goes to Bailey Melton as she falls to 4-6 for the Greyhounds. It took an hour and 53 minutes, just shy of 2 hours here. And again, the Fort Scott Greyhounds fall to 9-21 overall, 3-11 in the Jayhawk Conference, and still in that 9th spot in the standings, with just a couple of weeks left in the season. So, again, thanks for joining us as Fort Scott wins the first game 2-0 here, falls in the second game 10-2. We'll see you the next time for a broadcast. That'll be tomorrow as the high school baseball team will be hosting their big rival Pittsburgh tomorrow afternoon. We'll have that one for you here on Duckbait TV as the Tigers take on the Purple Dragons. First pitch, I believe, is set for 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. Our next Greyhound softball games will be next Thursday as the Greyhounds will host well, now I got to look back at the schedule here. The Greyhounds will host Independence next Thursday. So that'll be our next Greyhound coverage for you here on Duckbait TV. We'll get some more Greyhound baseball in as well next weekend as the Greyhounds host Neosho County on the baseball diamond. But that'll be a week from this upcoming Saturday. So still a few days left before that. But again, back here at Ty Kohler for Greyhound softball a week from today as they host Independence. 2 and 4 the doubleheader times there on that one as well. Well, again, Greyhounds win the first game 2-0, fall in the second game 10-2. For my dad on the camera today, Willie Abatey. I'm Tony Abatey. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Until next time, good night, Kansas.